What's going on, everybody? It's Ashton, your coach of the Winnipeg Jet Punches, and today I'm excited to bring you back yet another Pokemon Draft League content video. This, of course, being the first week of the TPL. It is a very exciting one as we're up against one of the admins or moderators of one of the league staffs of the league, Stuffy. He's coach of the Chicago Chomps, and it's a very exciting matchup. It's a very exciting format too, as we're able to designate 3 Terra types for, I think it's a few. I think it's between 1 and 3 Terra captains, up to 15 points in value. So it's pretty fun. And then you're only allowed 10 Pokemon, which is a little bit different. As any of you who are familiar with my format for my leagues, you usually have 12 Pokemon. So yeah, 10 Pokemon is something we're not necessarily familiar with, but we're gonna give it a shot here. And yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting matchup because my opponent has access to a very scary team, and that team consists of Spectrier, Quaquaval, Glastrier as a Terra Captain, King Gambit, Archaludon, Salazzle, Cinccino, Sandy Shocks, Altaria, and Gardevoir, which is his second Terra Captain. So a lot of very threatening offensive Pokemon on this team. A lot of Pokemon that can set up and win on their own. Just notable ones there that we're kind of threatened by, I'd say, are the Spectrier and Quaquaval. Of course, King Gambit's got to make a big name for himself. And honestly, just Spectre as a Terra Captain, just given its natural bulk, is going to be a bit of a nuisance for us as well. So yeah, lots of threatening modes that this draft can operate with as well. There's lots of different ways that each of these Pokemon functions and is threatening. So we're going to see if we can't make the best of it here. So to kick things off, we have a Choice Banded Urshifu. It's going to, of course, have the U-turn. Then we're going to have Wicked Blow, Close Combat, and Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is a nice emergency button for the Spectre in case it starts getting out of hand. Fully expecting him to be like sub-Nasty Plot on that Pokemon, but, you know, I guess we'll see when we get to the battle, but that's kind of the set I'm expecting. And as a result, we do have some other ways of checking it that aren't the Sucker Punch Urshifu, just in case he does get a little bit out of hand with sub stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the thought process here. I believe with the speed investment we have, we are guaranteed to outspeed anything that is slower than, let me think here. It's either the Sandy Shocks or the Quaquaval. No, it's definitely not Sandy Shocks, so excuse me. We speed creep either the Quaquaval or the Gardevoir. I think that's the other one that we're speed creep. So yeah, it's kind of nice there. And then second off, we have a fun Heatran set. It's a little bit more physically defensive this week. Wanted to make sure that we had a decent check to the King Gambit, but it's gonna be Choppleberry. And yeah, it's fun in the instance of not being able to take a lot of damage after a couple Iron Defenses. And then Body Press, of course, hitting his team for pretty good damage. He doesn't really have a great switch into Body Press right away. If he wanted to make the aggressive switch into something like his Gardevoir or Spectrier, he could, but I really don't see a lot of amazing switch-ins. So if we get the opportunity to, I'd like to take advantage of his Body Press weakness. And yeah, hopefully Heatran is able to make some waves this week. Kind of important to note the Lava Plume and Flame Body pair. There's a lot of Pokemon that I like to see burned in this matchup, so kind of hoping for that as well. We have a fun Gengar set. It's Modest Scarf, and it's Scarf with Will-O-Wisp because I wanted to have as many options to status as possible because Hex just does an absurd amount of damage to my opponent as well. Yeah, like there's not a lot that would appreciate switching in on this, given that I'm Will-O-Wisp as well. The main switch in that comes to mind would be the King Gambit. And yeah, everything else is just not appreciate a Shadow Ball or a Focus Blast, I guess, in the case of Cinccino. But yeah, this is going to be a fun Pokemon to use against my opponent here. And it's obviously it's my secondary response to a sub Glastrier if I need it to be. Excuse me. And then to round out the second half of the team, we have a Deoxys Defense, a little bit more on the specialty defense side, just as something that can be a generally reliable pivot into his Pokemon. It's able to kind of slowly whittle down things like Archaludon over time with the combination of Low Kick and Recover. And then Knockoff's just really good utility into my opponent just in case he's like leftovers on the Spectre, just to make sure that he can't sub for free necessarily against us. That's kind of the thought process there. If he's not an offensive item, it's a roll to two-shot me with Shadow Ball, which is kind of fun. And then if he is subbing, I'm pretty certain that I break the sub on most variants with knockoff, assuming he's got the held item still. So could be important to note there. And then we get a slow teleport off if we need to against especially defensive or especially special offensive Pokemon. This is going to be our main switch into the Sandy Shock should it come, because I suspect it will, just given that I think certain Pokemon on my team need Sandy, like he needs Sandy Shocks for certain Pokemon on my team, and I think one of them is this thing. So I'm running a very a little bit redundant, as Mr. Grimes would say it. I was telling him about the matchup a little bit, and yeah, it's very interesting. I have Sticky Web, Thunderwave, Volt Switch, and Terra Blast Water. So Terra Blast Water, of course, just generally good into Sandy Shocks, just as an emergency option. He might expect me to just carry the just carry the Energy Ball to hit Sandy Shocks on this. But I wanted to get the Terra boost and just ensure that I could two-shot it if it's like a bulkier set. So yeah, that's a thought there. And then Terra Water defensively just can do some good into my opponent's team. I don't think it's going to make a huge amount of waves defensively, but I'm hoping to also have a secondary status option with Thunder Wave into my opponent's draft, because I think his team's a little status weak. But needless to say, this is going to be a very tough matchup, even to play around his offensive pieces. So Weaverill could like get 5 out or 6 out and not get the chance to hinder them with status conditions. So I'm not going to speak too freely about my opinion on status in this battle, because I'm probably not going to be able to get them up against his team. But anyway, that's the goal, is to slow things down for Urshifu. And then lastly, we have a Flame Orb, Marvel Scale, Fizz Def, Milotic. That is going to be one of our initial switch-ins to the King Gambit, as I believe it, as long as it's not an offensive item, it cannot do more than 30% to me, if my memory is correct, or if my memory is seriously correct. Then we have the Scald, just to make sure that we're able to have another way of burning opponents. And then Dragon Tail, just in case something tries to get a little crazy and set up on us. Excuse me. And yeah, that's really the thought behind this. Just a very annoying Pokemon to deal with for my opponent outside of Sandy Shock. So kind of hoping that this thing puts in some work defensively. But yeah, that's going to be the team. So without further ado, we're going to see if we can't hop in to the battle with Stuffy and see how our first battle in a Wi-Fi League goes. In a long while. It's been a long time. So yeah, hopeful to make some waves here. All right, catch you guys there. All right, it is that time. So we're just gonna hop on into this with Stuffy and see how this battle goes. A little bit nervous, obviously. I want to get past the threshold of losing every single week 1 in Wi-Fi so far. I think it's like 5 or 6 at this point. Okay, so we do see Sandy Shocks. That's what I was thinking would happen. Spec and King Gambit are there. No Gardevoir's kind of nice. Quaquaval. And of course, Glastrier. It's going to be a bit of a problem Pokemon for us. And then Cinccino. Okay, and it can be Ice, Ground, or Fighting on Glastrier. Okay. Good luck, have fun. What do you want to lead is the big question. I mean, the safe lead's kind of just Urshifu and then play from there. I don't mind that, because I was thinking about this earlier. If he's Scarf Quaquaval, I could scout by going into Deoxys or really Vikavolt, I guess, too. Maybe even the Milotic. Yeah, and then I bluff Scarf against Spectrier lead, so I kind of like it. A read I could make turn 1, which is super risky. I'm probably just going to U-turn, but the read I could make is Close Combat, expecting King Gambit or Quaquaval switch in. Okay, so what's his lead here? Horse. Cinccino. That's a nice horse. Okay, I don't really know much about Cinccino in this matchup. I don't know what it really does into me. It does learn moves that hurt me. is the big thing. I guess the question is, do they kill? Shifu. I'm assuming yes. Play rough. Does turn play rough. If it's not banded, it's a roll. The thing is, he could think I'm Scarf. So part of me just wants a U-turn on this. The only downside is I'm super risking this, but I'm just gonna go for it. I'm okay. If I lose based on this Bullet Seed, that's fine. So Bullet Seed. Bullet Seed. Bullet Seed. Into Urshifu. It should do about 35 to 41. If it's... Okay, so it's not banded. And U-turn does 60. Yeah, so it's just probably loaded dice. Loaded dice thing. I could go into U knowing that it is what it is. And I could get the Flame Orb activated. I could also Scald here. And nothing really wants to switch into that. And it would kill this. So that's probably the better play. I'm going to go for that, actually. Horse 3. I was like, he doesn't have 3 horses. Maybe he has 6 horses, actually. Yeah, I think Scald's kind of fine here. Bullet Seed, that's fine. That's an okay trade. I know I live... I should live 2 still from King Gambit after this damage. So that's fine. Yeah, that's loaded dice. Now pick up the kill, so Milotic kills Cinccino. So let's switch. What does he go into here? I mean, Sandy Shock's probably my assumption, but if he does, I just go hard into Deoxys. Horse 5. Yeah, he has 6 horses. Okay, so that's fine. Sandy Shocks is the switch. I think we always just go hard into Deoxys. Then depending on what his switching is, we play from there. He's gonna Volt Switch here. Like, my team gives him free Volt Switches. So we see Stealth Rock. Okay, that's fine. That's definitely fine. Here I could go for the knockoff. I don't mind that. Yeah, I think I'll knock off here. I might just try to hazard stack. Some calcs while we're sitting here. Sandy Shocks. This should do about 15 to 20. Thunderbolt. That's doing nothing. Okay. Knock off. Yeah. Extra belt. Okay. He knows I'm lefties. I think here what we do is we probably teleport. Yeah, we'll teleport here. So Based on the damage. Thunderbolt. Goes for Volt Switch. Okay, that's fine. Thunderbolt might not be offensive. Might be like Spectrier. Okay, that's fine. So I think I want to go Gengar here. He's like kind of Scream Scarf doing this, but I think it's kind of my only play. I could Shadow Ball first time. Yeah, I'm gonna Shadow Ball, I think. Yeah, I'll just Shadow Ball first time. I don't want to get too greedy with my predictions. Force 1 switches, that's fine. Is it King Gambit? Force 6. King Gambit. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. Supreme Overlord, that's important to note. Let's see how much damage this does first. I want to say like 20-ish. King Gambit. Versus Gengar. Yeah, so it's looking like it's like max HP in a little, maybe. I think I definitely... I think I go right into Milotic here. Yeah, I go Milotic first. Yeah, I could have made the read, but I just didn't want to. Let's see what he does here. Goes for Kowtow right away. Right. Chew that decently. Actually, how much did that do? That feels like a big chunk. Is that? Oh, one ally fainted as well. That did quite a bit. I almost wonder if it's, like black glasses. I think either way, yeah, either way we recover here, but like, yeah. Scald should do about 25. Kowtow's me, that's fine. Okay, so we're definitely healing back more than he's doing. But, yeah, we recover again. Be Sword Stance if we just Scald. Yeah, we just Scald here. That's fine. We just Scald. Burn? No burn. That's fine. Okay, we die to burn. I think we probably go into Heatran here. Go into Heatran here, and if he's low kick, I'm kind of curious about low kick. I think I always Iron Defense the first time. I could also just Body Press just in case he goes hard into Sandy Shocks. How much am I doing to Spectre actually? With Lava Plume. It's 37 to 44. Okay, I'm gonna Iron Defense. It's fine. You might go Spectre. That's a risky play, though. Yeah, Sandy Shocks is the correct play. Okay, so unfortunately we get the prediction wrong. I think what we do here is we go into Deoxys. We could also go into this. You know, we'll go into Vikavolt this turn. Volt switches, that's fine. I think we try to get webs up here. If he goes into Spectre for some reason, we Volt Switch, but I think we try to get webs up here. If he goes Glastrier, we Terra Water webs. First one, that's Spectre, right? Yeah, okay, so I think here we definitely Volt Switch. Yeah, I think we always Volt Switch. We just don't know anything. We don't know if it's sub. Okay, let's see how much this does. A lot. A lot. That does... Oh, I crit him. That's a shame for him. Okay, so... I think we have to go Gengar, is the thing. Yeah, we have to go Gengar. Okay, do I go for the Reed and Willow? I might lose if I get this wrong, though. I think I Shadow Ball. Yeah, I think I have to Shadow Ball, unfortunately. Yeah, okay. Great. So Gengar picks up the kill on Spec. Then he goes King Gambit, I think. Imagine. Force 4. Quackle comes in. Am I worried? I could just stay in. Aqua Step does kill. It's a roll. I think I stay in. I might be forced to knock off. Yeah, it does half. Another spit F drop. Flip turn, okay. It's fine. Got the curse body. That did a lot actually. That's probably banded, right? Flip turn. Yeah, it's choice band. King Gambit is in. Okay. Is there any point in saving this? It does live a rock, a stealth rock switch in. I think I'd probably go into Heat Ran. I'll sack Vikavolt here. I don't really have a reason for it. Oh, wow. Okay. All right, we are back into this. Sorry about that, guys. We had a bit of a disconnect there. We're reconnected here, so yeah, we're just going to Shadow Ball the Quackleval. He's going to flip turn. Okay, and then we're all caught up. We are all caught up. Gambit's in. And this is where I wanted to sack Vikavolt, so I'm going to do that here, I think. And Gengar can still switch in on rocks later if I need to. Outtows me. Okay, that's fine. So King Gambit gets a second kill into Vikavolt. Okay. Now, King Gambit is in, and I think I just go into Heat Ran here, right? I could also go into Urshifu. Oh, I just have a free close combat here. I'm gonna go into Urshifu. Yeah, that's nice. Urshifu comes in here. Just click close combat. Yeah, I just click close combat always. It's nice. Yeah, because Glastrier can't switch into that. Quackleval dies. Sandy Shocks should die. Something just dies here, I think. Sandy Shocks is the only thing that could have a chance, but I'm not going to calculate. Either way, I close combat. Just a matter of watching and seeing what comes in. Okay, so he's saving King Gambit. Goes into Sandy Shocks. Okay. Well, I think that dies. Yeah, very good. So Urshifu picks up the kill on Sandy Shocks. What happens here? Does... First two comes in. Is that Quackleval? Okay, it's you. Glastrier. Versus my Urshifu. If he Terras into, let's just say, ground or fighting. Just ground. It doesn't kill. So... I think the play here... is to go into Deoxys? Right? Yeah, I think we go into Deoxys here. I'm gonna calc it last year. I shouldn't die to any one move. Two. If he's banded, he probably kills. No, if he's banded, he definitely kills. Then we go from there. Okay. And he goes for what? Terra's first. Okay, so let's see what the Terra is. It's fighting, okay. Fighting. So he resists my wicked blows. That's why he chose that, I guess. Heavy slam. That's okay, but that did a lot. Heavy slam. Heavy slam. A lot of damage. It was either high roll or... I kind of want to... I could recover. I could recover here. I'm gonna do that. He switches. It's fine. Let's go into King Gambit. Do I die to a sucker? Gambit, sucker punch. It's a roll. Actually, let's see. I'm at 216. 71. I don't die. I might low kick here. Amazing. Amazing. Deoxys kills King Gambit. Amazing. That's so big. That's huge. Just Quackleval and Glastrier now. What's that? Quackleval. Okay. Quackleval's in against Deoxys. He's choice banded though. Oh, you know he's choice banded. I'm silly. He is choice banded. Does he knock? I think I teleport. Yeah, I think I teleport and then go into Gengar. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Speed Rose. I just go into Gengar and I click Shadow Ball. That should be game. Always going to Gengar. If I did this right, I should have enough health to live rocks. Yep. Perfect. I click Shadow Ball 100% of the time here. Very good. Yep. Gengar kills Quack. Let me see how much am I doing to Glastrier with this. Glastrier. Gengar. Shadow Ball only does 35 to 42. I could still lose, but there's no way I lose. There's no way I lose. Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball here. Should do 30% at least. Yep. Okay, good. Spit F drop could be big. Okay. How do I want to do this? I think I go into Heatran. The -1 Spit F. He's Terra fighting. I think I go into Heatran. I still have my Chople Berry too, which is funny, which I don't know if it'll matter because it's +1 in Terra fighting, but It would be really funny if it did. Yeah, I always lava plume here. Right? Yeah, I always lava plume. Burn here would be funny. No burn. Chew that. No. Why did I say that? Of course I don't chew that. Oh, crit mattered. No. No, it didn't matter. I'm confident it didn't matter. No, I definitely die. I'm looking now. I definitely die. Okay, so we just go into Urshifu here and claim our kill. All right. So Glastrier got 2 kills at the end there, which is scary. I think that's gonna be it. We just close combat here. Yeah. Well, that is the curse broken. We got our week 1 win, and your Winnipeg Jet Punches is going to start off a Wi-Fi season with a winning record. So pretty happy about that. All right, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys for the next one. All right, bye-bye.